The crimson dust of Kepler 452b swirled around Junho Park's combat boots, each step calculated and precise. His team of 6 special planetary reconnaissance soldiers moved like shadows across the alien landscape, their advanced adaptive camouflage, uniforms blending seamlessly with the rust-colored terrain. "Thermal signatures detected 3 kilometers northwest," whispered Dae-sung, their squad leader, his augmented reality contact lenses scanning the rocky horizon. The AR display flickered with holographic data streams, tracking potential alien movement. Junho checked his M12 pulse rifle, a weapon that looked deceptively simple, but packed enough technological marvel to make most alien species tremble. Its graphene carbon composite body was lighter than traditional metals, with a smart targeting system that could calculate wind resistance, gravitational pull, and target trajectory in milliseconds. Suddenly, a massive shadow erupted from behind. A crystalline rock formation. The Voren warriors stood nearly 3 meters tall, their exoskeleton armor gleaming with quantum-reactive scales that typically deflected most conventional weapons. Their 4 arms each carried different energy-based weaponry, looking like walking technological nightmares. "Contact!" Hyun Kim shouted, her voice steady despite the approaching alien threat. The first Voren warrior launched a plasma burst that would have vaporized a standard human vehicle. But Junho was no ordinary soldier. He dropped into a micro-moment of calculated movement, his body rotating with military precision. The plasma burst missed by mere centimeters, scorching the rocky ground behind him. In less than 2 heartbeats, Junho's M12 was raised. Unlike the complex energy weapons of the Voren, this was a kinetic projectile system that relied on pure, simple physics. 3 precise shots rang out, each round designed to penetrate the most advanced alien armor. The first Voren warrior's quantum-reactive exoskeleton flickered, then collapsed. The projectiles had found microscopic weak points, punching through with devastating efficiency. 2 more aliens fell, their advanced technology suddenly rendered obsolete by human engineering. Dae-sung's voice crackled through their encrypted communication channel. "Maintain formation. These aren't standard reconnaissance units." The remaining Voren warriors seemed momentarily stunned. Their entire combat doctrine was built around energy manipulation and quantum shielding. But here were humans, smaller, seemingly less technologically advanced, dropping their elite warriors with mechanical precision. Junho felt the adrenaline coursing through his enhanced muscular system. Years of training, genetic optimization, and technological integration had prepared him for moments like these. He wasn't just a soldier, he was a product of humanity's relentless drive to survive and overcome. A massive robotic support unit emerged. From behind the alien formation, its multiple weapon systems spinning up. Hydraulic legs moved with scary precision, each step crushing the crystalline rocks beneath. "Heavy mech incoming!" Hyun yelled, her own weapon systems preparing countermeasures. But Hunhyo was already moving. One hand touched a small device on his combat belt, a quantum disruptor that could temporarily disable electronic systems. The robotic unit's movements became erratic, its weapon systems flickering. 3 more precise shots from the M12, and the robotic unit crashed into the rocky terrain, smoke billowing from its critical systems. The remaining Voren warriors began a tactical retreat, something almost unheard of in their warrior culture. They had encountered something unexpected. Humans who didn't just fight, but revolutionized combat with every movement. As dust settled and alien technology smoldered, Junho looked at his team. No words were needed. They had just demonstrated why humans were becoming legends across multiple star systems. Dae-sung's final command came through: "Mission accomplished. Prepare for extraction." The first contact was complete, and the Voren would never be the same again. Junho Park, Special Planetary Reconnaissance Unit, location Kepler 452b, mission status, successful engagement, alien casualties, confirmed. Time 0642 Galactic Standard Time. The detention facility hummed with an eerie silence, its temperature-controlled environment a stark contrast to the chaos of the recent battle. Zauk, the captured Voren warrior, sat motionless, his multiple eyes fixed on the small metallic object displayed behind a reinforced glass panel. Junho Park's M12 rifle. Days merged into weeks. Seok's entire understanding of warfare was crumbling, like ancient stone. The human weapon was nothing like the complex quantum-based technologies of the Voren Imperium. Its simplicity was its genius, a concept completely alien to his technological paradigm. Every night, Seok would replay the battlefield. Encounter in his mind. How could such a compact device obliterate warriors with centuries of combat training? His neural implants worked over time, analyzing every microscopic detail of the weapon's design. The human guards noticed something strange. The alien prisoner wasn't trying to escape. Instead, he spent hours sketching, calculating, muttering technical specifications that made even the most advanced human engineers scratch their heads. Dr. Yoon, a human xenotechnology specialist, found Seok's obsession fascinating. He's not just studying the weapon, she told Dae-sung during a briefing. He's trying to understand the philosophy behind its creation. One particularly quiet evening, Seok managed to convince a junior guard to let him access some basic technical manuals. His four-fingered hands moved with surprising dexterity, downloading and analyzing human engineering principles. The revelation was profound. Human technology wasn't about complexity. It was about solving problems with the most efficient solution possible. Each component of the M12 told a story of optimization, of understanding fundamental physics in a way the Voren had never conceived. A small quantum storage device became Seok's lifeline to understanding. He would spend hours reconstructing the weapon's design, running simulations, breaking down every microscopic component. The rifle wasn't just a weapon, it was a masterpiece of engineering. His fellow Voren captives thought he had gone mad. Why obsess over a primitive human technology? They would mock. But Seok saw something deeper. This was a technological paradigm shift that could revolutionize their entire civilization. The detention facility became his laboratory. Makeshift tools, stolen moments of access to scientific equipment, countless failed prototypes. Seok was determined to crack the human technological code. Dr. Yoon watched with a mixture of fascination and concern. So he's doing more than reverse engineering, she noted in her confidential report. He's reimagining an entire approach to technological design. Weeks turned into months. Seok's quarters became a maze of sketches, holographic projections, and half-completed prototypes. The guards stopped seeing him as a prisoner, and more as a dedicated researcher. His breakthrough came on a quiet night. A simple redesign of a firing mechanism, inspired by human mechanical principles, showed promise of outperforming the most advanced Voren energy weapons. The weapon wasn't just a copy, it was an evolution. Seok had absorbed the core principle of human innovation. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Dr. Yoon introduced Seok to a group of human engineers. Their initial skepticism transformed into genuine respect as he explained his discoveries. He wasn't just a prisoner anymore. He was becoming a bridge between two technological civilizations. Humans don't just create technology, Seok would later explain to his fellow Voren. They solve problems with an elegance that transforms everything they touch. The M12 rifle, that simple, deadly instrument, had done more than win a battle. It had sparked a technological revolution that would change the Voren Imperium forever. As the first prototype of his human-inspired weapon was completed, Seok felt something he had never experienced before. Pure, unbridled excitement of discovery. The universe was about to change. Research log: Voren prisoner, Seok facility, Interstellar Detention Center, Orbital Station, Alpha 9. Current status: ongoing technological research. Primary subject: human weapon design principles. Time: 0237 Galactic Standard Time. The research facility orbited a distant neutron star, its massive windows offering a view of swirling cosmic energy that most beings would find breathtaking. But Seok saw nothing except potential. Potential, hidden in the smallest details of human technological design. His workstation was a controlled chaos of holographic displays, mechanical components, and scattered technical manuals. Voren researchers would walk by, snickering at what they considered a futile obsession. But Seok understood something they didn't. Innovation wasn't about complexity, but about solving problems with remarkable simplicity. He held a single component from the human M12 rifle, a firing pin no larger than his smallest finger. Most Voren engineers would have dismissed it as primitive, but Seok saw poetry in its design. The metal's composition, the microscopic tolerances, the perfect balance between strength and weight. It was a masterpiece of engineering. Days blended into weeks. Seok's research team grew from skeptical observers to genuinely interested collaborators. Dr. Park, a human technology transfer specialist, would often sit with him, explaining the philosophy behind human engineering. "We don't just build technology," she would say, her fingers tracing the rifle's blueprint. "We solve problems. Every component tells a story of human survival." The breakthrough came during a late-night simulation. Seok had been studying human mechanical principles, how they approached problem-solving with a ruthless efficiency that was completely alien to Voren technological thinking. Their quantum-based weapons were complex mathematical equations made physical. Humans, they used simple physics, understanding that sometimes the most elegant solution was the most direct one. A prototype took shape, something that was neither fully human nor completely Voren. It combined the quantum sensitivity of Voren technology with the mechanical precision of human design. The first test was scheduled in a controlled research chamber. Voren military observers watched with a mixture of curiosity and skepticism. Their top weapons developers had spent centuries perfecting energy-based weaponry, and here was Seok proposing something that seemed almost laughably simple. The testing drone, a complex robotic system designed to withstand extreme conditions, sat 500 meters away. Seok's prototype looked almost crude compared to the advanced. Voren weapons surrounding it. One shot. That was all it took. The prototype punched through the drone's quantum shielding like it was paper. Not with complex energy manipulation, but with pure, simple kinetic energy. The observers went silent. Dr. Park couldn't help but smile. "Sometimes," she whispered to Seok, "understanding is more powerful than pure technological complexity." Voren research teams began analyzing every microscopic detail. They discovered something profound. Human technology wasn't about having the most advanced systems, but about creating solutions that worked perfectly in their simplicity. Seok's workspace became a beacon of innovation. Young Voren researchers would come, not to mock, but to learn. They saw how a captured prisoner was rewriting their entire technological understanding. The rifle component, that tiny firing pin, became a symbol. It represented a new way of thinking about technology, about problem-solving, about understanding the universe. Military strategists began to realize something crucial. The humans weren't just another species to be conquered. They were technological, innovators who could transform entire civilizations with their approach to engineering. Weeks of testing confirmed what Seok had believed from the beginning. His prototype wasn't just a weapon. It was a bridge between two technological philosophies, a demonstration that true innovation comes from understanding, not complexity. The Voren High Command would soon receive a report that would change everything. A single weapon, inspired by human design, had the potential to revolutionize their entire technological approach. Seok looked out at the swirling neutron star, understanding that he was part of something much larger than himself. A technological revolution was coming, and it started with understanding the beauty of simplicity. Research log, prototype, weapon development. Lead researcher, Seok, former prisoner. Location, Orbital Research Facility, Omega-7. Current status, Thanos breakthrough achieved. Time 2145 Galactic Standard Time. The prototype weapon gleamed under the sterile laboratory lights, a testament to months of relentless research and innovation. Seok's hands moved with practiced precision, making final adjustments to a device that would challenge everything the Voren Imperium knew about weaponry. Outside the research facility, A massive holographic display showed the neutron star's violent energy patterns, a constant reminder of the universe's raw, unpredictable nature. But inside this lab, something equally powerful was taking shape. Dr. Park watched carefully, her augmented reality contact lenses tracking every microscopic adjustment. The weapon looked deceptively simple, a blend of Voren quantum technology and human mechanical engineering that defied traditional classification. Most weapons are designed to destroy, Seok explained to the team of researchers. But this is about understanding, about solving problems in the most efficient way possible. The prototype incorporated materials that would make traditional Voren engineers laugh. Graphene carbon composites, micro-precision mechanical components, a firing mechanism so elegantly simple it seemed almost primitive. But primitive was the furthest thing from its design. A series of complex simulations ran simultaneously. Holographic projections danced around the weapon, showing potential trajectories, energy dispersal, and penetration capabilities. Each simulation told a story of innovation that went beyond mere destruction. The young Voren researchers who had initially mocked Seok now watched with genuine fascination. This wasn't just a weapon. It was a philosophy of design, a new way of thinking about technological solutions. Calibration tests began. The first prototype used a hybrid energy transfer system that combined quantum sensitivity with mechanical precision. Where Voren weapons relied on complex energy manipulation, this design used fundamental physics in its purest form. Dr. Park initiated the first live fire test. The testing chamber was a marvel of technological engineering, capable of withstanding multiple simultaneous energy outputs and kinetic impacts. The first shot was nearly silent. Unlike the complex energy weapons of the Voren, this prototype used a refined kinetic transfer system. The projectile punched through reinforced quantum reactive armor like it was tissue paper, penetration capability at 98.7%, the facility's AI announced. Energy efficiency exceeded projected parameters by 276%. Seok felt a surge of pride. This wasn't just about creating a weapon. It was about challenging an entire civilization's approach to technological innovation. More tests followed. Each revealed layers of complexity hidden within apparent simplicity. The weapon adapted to different environmental conditions with remarkable efficiency. Extreme cold, radiation interference, gravitational anomalies. Nothing seemed to affect its performance. The Voren military observers began to take serious notice. What started as a captured prisoner's obsession was transforming into a potential game-changing technology. Humans don't just build weapons, Seok would explain during briefings. They solve problems. Every component tells a story of survival, of understanding the fundamental principles of the universe. The prototype went through hundreds of iterations. Each modification was a lesson in technological evolution. Materials were refined, tolerances adjusted, energy transfer systems optimized. Towards the end of the testing phase, something remarkable happened. The weapon wasn't just matching Voren technology, it was surpassing it. Not through complex quantum equations, but through a fundamental understanding of physical principles. Dr. Park looked at Seok with a mixture of professional respect and genuine admiration. "You've done more than create a weapon," she said quietly. "You've created a bridge between two civilizations." The final report would be presented to the Voren High Command. But Seok knew this was about more than military potential. This was about showing that true innovation comes from understanding, from seeing beyond existing technological paradigms. As the last test concluded, the prototype sat quietly, a silent revolution waiting to change everything. Prototype weapon development. Log, primary researcher, Seok facility, advanced research station, Gamma 3. Test status, all parameters, exceeded, time, 0345 galactic. Standard time, the Voren High Command Chamber was a masterpiece of architectural intimidation. Massive crystalline walls that shifted with holographic data streams, towering columns that seemed to defy gravitational physics. Seok stood at the center, a single figure against the backdrop of centuries of military tradition. 15 of the most powerful Voren leaders sat in a semicircle, their quantum-enhanced neural implants already processing every minute detail of his presentation. Their four-armed silhouettes created intricate shadow patterns against the chamber's luminescent walls. "You understand?" The grand strategist's voice resonated with centuries of technological arrogance. "That our quantum weapon systems have dominated galactic conflicts for generations." Seok's response was measured. A single holographic projection materialized, the human-inspired prototype weapon floating between them like a technological sculpture. The first demonstration was subtle. A standard Voren quantum rifle, typically, required 3 separate power modules, complex cooling systems, and intricate quantum alignment mechanisms. Seok's prototype needed nothing more than basic mechanical components and a simple energy transfer system. One test drone appeared, a complex robotic system designed to withstand multiple simultaneous energy attacks. The Voren observers expected a complex weapon deployment. Instead, Seok's prototype fired, silent, precise. The drone disintegrated. Absolute silence filled the chamber. The weapon's brilliance wasn't just in its destructive capability. It demonstrated a revolutionary approach to technological design, solving complex problems through remarkable simplicity. Voren military analysts began running simultaneous computational analyses. Each simulation revealed something extraordinary. The prototype wasn't just effective, it was transformative. It challenged everything they understood about weapon design. "This isn't just a weapon," Seok explained, his voice calm and deliberate. "This is a philosophy of innovation." He demonstrated how human technological principles focused on solving problems directly. Where Voren technology created complex solutions, human engineering sought elegant, direct approaches. The grand strategist's neural implants were working overtime, processing every microscopic detail. Years of technological superiority were being challenged by a single device. Holographic data streams showed comparative analyses. The prototype's energy efficiency was 327% higher than current Voren systems. Its manufacturing complexity was 82% lower. Its adaptive capabilities were unprecedented. Young Voren researchers watched with a mixture of excitement and disbelief. This wasn't just a technological breakthrough, it was a cultural revolution. Dr. Park, observing remotely, couldn't help but smile. Seok was doing more than presenting a weapon. He was showing how different technological philosophies could transform entire civilizations. The demonstration continued. Environmental adaptability tests showed the prototype functioning perfectly under conditions that would typically disable complex Voren weapons. Extreme temperatures, radiation interference, gravitational anomalies, nothing seemed to compromise its performance. "We've been approaching technology backwards," Seok explained. "Complexity isn't strength, understanding is." The High Command's reaction was unprecedented. Instead of dismissing the prototype, they began asking detailed questions. They saw not a threat, but an opportunity for technological evolution. Hours of presentation transformed into a discussion about fundamental approaches to engineering. The weapon became a symbol, a bridge between two technological philosophies. By presentation's end, something remarkable had happened. Seok, once a captured prisoner, was now being viewed as a potential key to technological transformation. The grand strategist made a decision that would reshape Voren technological development. "We will integrate these principles," he announced, "immediately." Seok understood this was about more than a weapon. This was about showing that true innovation comes from understanding, from seeing beyond existing technological limitations. As he left the chamber, the holographic walls seemed to pulse with a new energy. The Voren Imperium was about to change forever. Revolutionary technology presentation, presenter Seok, former prisoner, location, Voren, High Command, Central Chamber, outcome, full technological integration approved, time, 22:45, Galactic Standard Time.